Climate change, how is it affecting us? Well, we're failing terribly, and Colorado's revered slopes face a major threat. And so, all of you ski lovers, there will be some resorts and some places that you will probably never ski again because of climate change. And it is a serious business, y'all. So, looking at this, Vicki Collins, December 25th, Breckenridge, Colorado. During an annual Christmas tree lighting ceremony at Breckenridge Ski Resort in early December, thousands of people crowded onto the main street under a bluebird sky. And so the event was preceded by a dog parade featuring hundreds of Bernese mountain dogs and a foot race with runners dressed as Santas and elves. And then when the sun finally set, the countdown began as a massive evergreen in the square that was bathed in golden sunlight. So the festive scene stood in a stark contrast to what could be coming for Colorado and the Rocky Mountains, a severely shortened ski season by the year of 2050. And so with some areas closing permanently by the end of the century. Yes, I said it, permanently closing. And that means you will see it no more. So few industries in Colorado are experiencing the effects of climate change more than the once robust ski industry, which experts say could fall victim in the coming decades to rising temperatures, extreme drought, and huge wildfires. So, home to some of the most iconic names in the world's class downhill skiing, such as the Vail, Aspen, Snowmass, Colorado collects $5 billion a year in revenue from the outdoor sport, but many wonder whether the industry can withstand the greatest challenge. So Denver, which lies at the foot of the Rockies, blew away records this year when measurable snow didn't fall until December the 10th, and so making 232 straight days with no snow. So Pitkin County, home to Aspen and Snowmass, had 30 more frost-free days this year than in 1980. So the warming temperatures even at night prevent early snowmaking, so which is essential to a profitable holiday season. So a typical downhill ski season in the Rockies starts in early November and it ends in early April. But in 2017, the study at journal Global Environmental Change found virtually all winter recreation areas in the U.S. could see the length of their season decline by 50% by the year of 2050 and 80% by the year of 2090 for some downhill skiing locations. So the authors estimate that the changes in the season lengthens under extreme emissions conditions could result in the loss of more than $2 billion for the downhill skiing in the U.S. So ideas vary among managers at Colorado 32 main ski areas on how to battle this crisis, but most acknowledge that what they're doing now isn't working. So we're falling terribly behind. This is said by an Auden Schendler. He's a senior vice president of the sustainability of Aspen Skiing Company. So a 30-year mountain resident who is alarmed by the increasing lateness of snow and its early departure, which he called the March meltdown. So Schendler said that he had grew especially worried when the Grizzly Creek fire had chewed through 33,000 acres near Aspen in 2020. So it threatened the town and led to mudslides along Interstate 70 in Glenwood Canyon, temporarily cutting off access to Aspen. So my concern initially was that the industry would be taken out by warmth and lack of snow. But in the last 4 years, we've had two giant catastrophic fires that basically shut the town down, he said, referring to the Grizzly Creek and the Lake Christine fire in 2018. So Greg Hansen, a meteorologist in the National Weather Service in Boulder, said that Colorado is experiencing shortened winter seasons, with first snows coming late, final ones falling earlier. So we need below freezing temperatures to get the snowfall. And with the temperatures going up, that is what is shortening the winter season, he said. So Melanie Mills, president of CEO, she's the CEO of Colorado Ski Country USA, a trade group, said that the snow is becoming more unpredictable. So business doesn't like unpredictability, she said. So it's a major existential issue. This is for the ski industry. So skiing is the largest economic engine of the western Colorado area that drives its second largest revenue generator. Tourism, people like to go ski, and according to the Colorado Ski Country USA. So ski areas have been working aggressively to switch to renewable energy to generate electricity, conducting energy audits to track their progress, and using water more judiciously, because most of Colorado water comes from the mountain snowpack. And so, despite efforts by the ski resorts to reach zero emissions, zero waste, and zero net operating impacts, Mills said it's not enough. And so, we can all be carbon free, but we still won't make a dent in the problem, she said. So, to that end, the industry is shifting its focus on advocacy by pushing policymakers to do more to fight climate change. So, this is affecting everywhere. Everybody everywhere across the globe is going to be affected by climate change at some point or another. Some places it's going to happen a lot more rapidly because of what's been going on with the emissions or whatever they're putting out in their air and atmosphere. So to the end of the industry is shifting their focus to the advocacy. So they're trying to press policymakers. So this is not a problem that we're going to solve locally, Mill said, and it's not a problem that the ski industry is going to solve. So we want to be part of the solution, but we need action from a national level and international level. So Schindler had hoped President Joe Biden, but Dune Build Back Better plan would be more successful because it included a $550 billion in climate change related programs. But that would have put the U.S. economy on track to zero emissions by 2050. So scientists say that without that kind of action globally, nations will be unable to limit climate change to 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit and 1.5 degrees Celsius and avoid its most catastrophic effects. So Lisa Whitaker, who lives in Summit County and serves on the Volunteer Safety Patrol at Cooper Mountain, worries that the late start of the season is putting too many people in too little terrain, increasing the risk of accidents. And so I would be sad not to be able to ski, and she said, so I would be devastated if the whole community is wiped out as well. But when I think about the hundreds of thousands of acres burning and the loss of wildlife, that's much more sadder to me than not being able to just ski. So Schindler said it will take a national effort to save most of the skiing, but the outdoor industry that relies on the weather for survival. And so we have to be noisy, Schindler said, but the bulk of the U.S. business community is not doing what it's required on the problem that costs more to leave alone than to solve.